Right here. Hold team of 3. Fight armor. Flesh. Oh my god, I'm destroying. I need help. All 3 of them are cracked. I'll take a bullet.
Or do you need to get over here?
Okay.
Knocked him.
109 on that
94.
guy.
Well, you don't
Knocked all 3.
Yeah, so you don't need to kill him. Noko's got his fucking crutch on him.
Cheats on.
His fucking L
He got the Timmy USB on him right now, bro.
What the fuck did I just do to them? I'm going to try to give you guys my impression of Seer and how I play him, or how I've seen others play him. Welcome to the Seer guide for the new season 10. So Seer is a new legend. He's basically if Crypto had a baby with Bloodhound, and nah, that's pretty much it. Seer is basically a recon character, if you will. Seer can scan beacons, but his main thing is he can see you through walls. So just to give a little breakdown of what I mean by this is there's sometimes he can see you through walls using his Q like this. And then other times he can see you with a heartbeat sensor of his tactical, or excuse me, of his passive on his like the right click, which is like just ADSing in. These two things combined, especially your ult is basically a AoE giant circle of showing the enemy footsteps. And I'll explain a bit more about that. So just want to give you like a quick breakdown of like what his abilities do very, very quickly. But now I kind of want to get into like the ins and outs of the character. A lot of people I've been seeing that use their Q either will just send it out or they're not using it correctly. And the thing is you can almost always hit a Q, right? It's basically so I just want to explain something real quick. Let's say you're looking at a building, right? And you need to take that building. What you're going to do is you're going to right click. And then it's basically going to tell you if anyone's in that building, they're going to say bottom right, and you're going to lean over. Oh, it's right here, right? So you know that person's in this area. When it blinks yellow, that means you're on them. Like, you're on them. Like, you can't miss your Q at this point. If you're not on them, obviously, you want to get into the yellow range as much as possible. It's really, really difficult to miss. Now, another cool little fact about Seer's Q as well is this is, in my opinion, this is where it makes it extra broken, is if you look on... Oh, there's no map. Okay, so on the map, it would be a blue cone to let you know if anyone is in that vicinity, right? Now, the broken part about his passive is even if these guys are not in range, right? Like, it's not going to blink yellow. It's not going to do anything like that. It's just going to kind of show you. But, like, you can see the range be absolutely insane. But here's the key. Here's the key to this. The key to this is do you see the blue rectangle bars on the reticle? If anybody is in your POV, if a player is in your POV, it will show that blue bar. So if you're looking out in the distance, 300 meters, doesn't matter. As long as you're in your line of sight, this bar will appear. And it'll be like, there is somebody in this area where you're looking. So the crazy part about this is if you look at previous seasons, you could be a rat hiding in a bush like this, right? And you might not be able to see them because they're hiding, right? Like, you know, how many clips have we seen where we're running by somebody, we don't see anybody, we just go right by. I don't know if this is a bug or not. This is currently how the character is. And in my opinion, this is really, really broken, but I'm going to use it as best I possibly can until they remove it. But when you right click, if they're in your POV, you can see them. So like, it's just kind of broken. But not only that, is it also tells you which direction that the player is. So obviously, if I go towards this character, there he is. So when you get on the character, when you're in the vicinity, the blue bar will actually disappear. So if they're in your LOS, you can always see them. So again, it's one of those crazy, crazy, crazy things where, you know, as a Seer player, how you want to be playing Seer is you're constantly rotating like this. You're just looking around. You're doing full 360s. You're like looking around, making sure if you're seeing anybody, you're just kind of like looking around. You're just like, okay, yeah, I don't see anybody. Yeah, we can take this building. Now, the crazy part about Seer on his passive as well is when you go to take a building, if you think about Bloodhound would use a scan, and that scan has a pretty decent cooldown. But with Seer, you literally could just walk up and be like, yeah, someone's in the building. I'm not even on them yet. I'm not even on them. I could be up here. Look. I'm scanning a whole building. They could be on the first floor. Look at this shit. But I see them. So it's one of those things of like, you can scan an entire building, and just by right-clicking the building and doing a quick circle, it will tell you where that player is if they're inside that building. So you can have instant information of how to take buildings, how to push, you know, especially with at minimum 75 meters in front of you. You can sprint while using your passive. So if you hold Q, you can actually slide sprint. And then this is where it kind of breaks down into my Q. So a lot of times when you're doing this, you're getting that yellow. You want to see the yellow as much as possible. The range on this thing is insane. I can actually hit all three like people right here.
What lies behind it?
All right, I missed. No. We're gonna do it again for sure. Hold on.
The show is going. See through the veil.
Okay, so so I hit all three. So the range is pretty far. It's really far. It's definitely insane for that range. I mean, I'm back here. I mean, if we take
this direction goes to me. Opponent over there.
That's about 94 meters, which is pretty nuts. I want to make this video. There might be some nerfs. We're going to include this in there. If there's going to be nerfs, I don't know if you guys want me to make a new video or anything like that. I think the overall idea of how to play the character stays the same. You're always going to right-click a building. That's probably not going to change. One thing I want to show you guys is if you're having trouble with your Q, there's something in particular that I want to do. So there's two things with his ult. I'm going to give you as offensive, and I'm also going to give you on how to counter his ult. So the ult is a giant ring. Anybody that moves inside of this ring, it will tell you. So if I throw it down, it's going to pop up. There it is, right there, right? So it will let me know how many people are inside the ring at all times. However, if these people are moving, it would show the footsteps of the people moving inside of my ultimate ability. Now, there's two things. One, if it's an enemy Seer ult, what you can do is if you don't move, your feet don't pop up. Also, if you crouch, your feet don't pop up on the sensor. However, your name will always pop up as an enemy has entered the ult. So someone will know that you're in the ult, but no one will know that like where you're coming from because they can't see you because you're crouching. So there's sometimes if you're trying to make a quick play and they don't know where you are because they ulted, they have no idea, they just ulted to start the fight. If you crouch move, you actually can potentially make some outplay. So it's kind of something that's gonna help you out. Obviously, if they see you sprint, shoot, do all that good stuff. Now, the thing with that ult is when you throw your ultimate ability, it shows footsteps. So what the important part of this is Seer's Q, if it hits you, it does 10 damage. It's a flashbang. It reveals the person for 8 seconds, like a Bloodhound scan. It shows the HP and armor of them as well. All kind of like simultaneously. Not only that, but it also interrupts. So if you're using your ultimate ability and you know someone's rezzing, you know someone's going to pop a battery, and let's say their footsteps run, they pop behind this, you can look and you can see where they're going. And then you can use your ult or not use your Q and then stop the battery, stop the res. So again, if this person's popping a battery, they're about to get a battery off. If you hit them with a Q like this, it cancels the battery and they need to use the battery again. Seer's Q has a lot that goes into it. Obviously keep an eye on the nerfs and buffs or whatever they decide to do to this character and then kind of play it as you will. I personally think it's not going to change in terms of like how you play the character. Like if the range is short, if the flashbang isn't there, it doesn't matter. You're still going to do what you like. You're still going to play this specific way that I'm trying to explain. So basically it's one of those things. Again, if they're popping a battery, try to save your Q if you don't need it, especially for the interrupts. And the main reason I'm going to say that is because let's say I'm beaming somebody, right? I have a gun. I'm shooting this guy, right? I'm shooting this guy down, right? He's hitting behind a wall. That guy's behind a wall. He's about to pop a battery. I could just be like, and I'm pushing, right? Either I knock him or I stop his battery and I'm already pushed up into him and I'm not allowing that person to heal. Your Q can be used as information or very, very aggressive. And I think a lot of people, you need to dictate when you want to use it. However, you need to understand that your Q holds much more importance than what you see kind of like a lot of people are doing nowadays. A lot of people are either starting the fight with the Q, which is totally fine. But if you already see the enemy, you don't necessarily need it. Like if you know they're full HP, if you know everything, like it's better off to save it. Because let's say you open up with a Q, you already see them, right? And then you beam them for 75, and then they're hiding behind a wall. You could have technically popped that battery or stopped the battery from being popped. I think he needs to buff. His Q is useless. What? Homie, are you feeling okay? I just kind of want to reiterate over a couple things. Saving your Q, very, very important. I broke down what his Q does. If you're having trouble landing your Q, obviously, if the guy's yellow, use your Q right through a wall so you can see them. But the main thing is if you use your ult and you see the footsteps, then you can really hit your Qs very, very easily, which is good. This character is, in my opinion, is S tier. This character is better than Bloodhound currently, just because of everything that this character does. There's just it's a better Bloodhound. It's a much better Bloodhound. To get into comps, Seer, Bloodhound, and then a movement character that gets you from point A to point B. So Bloodhound, Seer, Wraith is going to be a comp. Bloodhound, Seer, Octane is going to be a comp. No one in my LOS. We're good. Nice wall hack. Thanks, dude. Wait, what? Dude, it saw you through the crack? I'm disgusted. Coming to stop their heal. Oh, no.
I'm recharging my shields.
I'm gonna throw an arc star right here because he hit himself.
Shields are recharging.
All right, nice. So, stopping the heal. He's gonna pop his battery. He's not. Person's coming. All dead. Nice. So I know he's on my right somewhere. He's still my right. He's over here somewhere. Oh, I see him now. So you see what I mean? This gives me vision of anybody and everybody in the area. It doesn't matter if they're in that 75-meter range, as long as I can see them or the game can see them. There he is on top of the hill. That little ant. I'm gonna wait till I get a little closer. So I stopped this heal. Need to armor swap this. Oh, I'm dead. Yep. Tough. 0.6 for the aim assist. 0.6. That's kind of funny.